Good morning, this is KELOLAND On the Go, with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
They're accused of the attempted murder of a correctional officer. 2 inmates were back in court yesterday as their trial gets underway this week. Kyle Jones and Lester Monroe were dressed in plain clothes surrounded by heavy security.
They both pleaded not guilty. Lawyers for both sides are selecting 12 jurors with 3 alternates. They will hear the case against the 2 men who are accused of beating a correctional officer at the Jamison Annex last year. Sioux Falls police are investigating a report of gunshots fired between cars near Mercado's East location Sunday night. Police say a person in one car started firing a gun at another car. Then everyone left the scene. The cars involved are described as silver and red.
Officers found bullet casings in the parking lot. No injuries were reported. Police say one of the cars may have damage. A South Dakota woman who made national headlines when she was caught with a missing Mississippi teenager could spend several decades in federal prison. 26-year-old Emily Yeary has signed court documents admitting to preying on teenagers in at least 2 states. She met her victims on TikTok. In 2022, Yeary admits going to Mississippi, where she posed as a 15-year-old boy and convinced her victims' parents to let her stay at their house.
Yeary later persuaded the victim to come with her to South Dakota. Authorities caught up with her on Interstate 90 and made an arrest. When they searched Yeary's phone, they discovered pictures of a second victim who lives in Kentucky. Under the plea deal, Yeary plans to plead guilty to 7 charges, including enticement of a minor. Several other charges will be dismissed.
Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. Warm on the east side of KELOLAND, but snow out west.
It could be another day with 70-degree temperatures across southeastern KELOLAND for today. With the colder air in western South Dakota, we are looking at rain, snow chances. Of course, snow in the higher elevations of the hills. We'll have a high near 50 today in Rapid City, but we'll have temperatures in the 70s in the southeast. And Brian will have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. The Shields Iceplex is back open after having issues with its chiller 7 weeks ago.
Staff had to clear out all 3 sheets of ice in order to fix the issue. While it wasn't ideal, they're happy to be back open in time for the start of winter sports.
And all the figure skaters come back out, curling is firing back up. And before long, we'll start having league games again out here, which starts in mid-November.
The lack of ice gave staff time to focus on other areas of the rink, like different updates and painting the facility. A filmmaker with ties to South Dakota has directed his biggest film yet. Andrew Keitlinger moved to Pierre when he was 12 and then studied at Augustana University.
He's the director of Lost on a Mountain in Maine. It's based on the true story of a boy who gets lost on a mountain and survives.
I always tell people that this movie is ultimately about a boy who just wants a hug from his father. And my goal with every movie is that people leave the screening when the credits are rolling feeling somewhat redeemed in some way.
The movie comes out in theaters on Friday. Lincoln High School's Marching Patriots took home 9th place at a national band competition over the weekend in St. Louis. With 71 bands from across the country, Lincoln was the only school from South Dakota that made it to the Final 14.
With the completion of their marching season, the band will now focus on getting ready for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade at the end of November. You can hear from the band members on how they've been preparing for the national stage in a KELOLAND.com original by Gracie Terrell, online now.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, our weather forecast. Remember that winter storm warnings are in effect for the northern Black Hills, and that's a story that will continue through tomorrow morning. Higher elevations is where we're looking at the top snowfall potential here, but over 6 inches of snow cannot be ruled out. So definitely it's going to signal, officially opening the doors to the winter season here, at least in the Black Hills. Rapid City proper is not included in any of those winter headlines. Now, Futurecaster Midday has a blend of rain and snow here through the Black Hills. We're going to extend those rain chances into the northwest. I think Sioux Falls stays dry. We're going to be in the low 70s there at 4 o'clock, mid to upper 70s in Worthington and Sioux Center. And then let's see if we can manage to get a little more rain tonight. Now, I would caution you about Sioux Falls. We don't have a lot of rain here in the forecast. I know we've been teasing about chances of rain. It's definitely out there. But look how different this is. West River versus East River this evening. We've got a lot more going on toward Rapid City. Some snow could blend in Rapid. There will be some scattered rain, and even a clap of thunder can't be ruled out in the southeast overnight tonight. So I think some of you will wake up to some rain even east of the James Valley. The trouble is we're not going to be able to get widespread, bigger moisture until we work our way south and east of Sioux Falls. Now, there's still some debate as to how far west that goes. At this point, Sioux City, more favorable there, or even farther south and going toward Omaha, Nebraska. So that's kind of the setup here. That area of rain and snow in the west, that will eventually diminish here. And it's going to be a cool and blustery day tomorrow. North winds will be around 15 to 30. We're going to say goodbye to the 70s. Sioux Falls area, 74 today. And that 54 tomorrow, a little cautionary note. That's probably midnight. After that, we're looking at temperatures dropping. And yeah, it's going to be in the 40s much of the day. 50 on Halloween. It's in the 30s by evening. So plan on it being chilly. And then 60-degree weather as we return toward the weekend. The Aberdeen forecast is better on the rain chances. We might pick up to maybe a couple tenths of an inch of rain in some of these areas. I think central South Dakota as well. We'll pick up some measurable rain, but your heavier numbers are going to be toward the Black Hills and the west. And then next week, we'll get to regroup and see if another system will pull out of the Rockies. But a lot of that will be toward the end of the 7-day. Check out more details online at KELOLAND.com.